Could it be what I see? Is he buying a new coin? Robin Hood marrying a new friend to come join the fun. It's begun. Where the hell is he going? To the door, I'm for sure, but there's no way of knowing.
Here I am, about to have a heart attack. I hope he don't forget about me. I'm vital to his starter stack.
I know I'm lonely without a single friend of mine. I cannot bear to think these thoughts, so I'll just put them in a rhyme. But this is Craven. There is no way he'd do this, man. I'm starting to go crazy like a 7-foot-tall crazy man. He is my best friend, and I'll always remember that. I'm thankful that...
Ladies and gentlemen, it has just turned 3, and today we're starting early. This is episode 9. My name's Craven, and this today is a community special. As you can see, we have a packed house, another 4-way panel with some true legends on it. Can't wait to learn more about them. Some familiar faces and a couple of debuts in there as well. I can't wait to do another episode of Sundays with Craven, the live podcast, where over the next hour or two, there will be memes, there will be jokes, there will be questions, there will be a good old chinwag, and of course, there will be a very juicy giveaway. Not just one, there will be 2 giveaways, and for the first time this week, we will be spinning Little John's Wonder Wheel. And you'll find out what that looks like shortly. But without further ado, I'm going to start bringing the guys in. And I'm going to start with effectively my co-host for today's episode, joining me, I believe, for the 3rd time. Always a pleasure to have you on, my friend. CL4 Hordian, how are you doing today? Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no, I'm doing good, thank you. Thank you for having me on for the 3rd time. I appreciate it. So I've been looking forward to this. I'm skiving work at the moment, so don't tell anyone, and definitely don't put this on YouTube.
I can't promise you on the last one, mate, but it's for a worthy cause, and I really do appreciate you being here for the 3rd time. I can't believe how quickly time is going. We're on the 9th episode. We'll be on the 10th next week. 10 weeks in a row. It really has flown by, and I've enjoyed every second. So thanks for being a part of a lot of that, mate. I really appreciate it. We've got some great questions for our guests today. 2 special guests I'll move on to in a second. I'm dying to get to know more about them. Ciolfo's got some great questions. I've got some great questions. Last week's special guest, Sandy Millington, has left an absolute corker of a question, which we'll be asking our guests first. But before I bring them in, I want to say a little hello to all of you guys that are here right now from the very start, joining us for today's Sunday podcast. I'm going to say hello to everyone. Now, at the moment, I can see 22 of you, and let's go through. So, Silverpunk, good to see you. I won't say the P word. I won't say it, but good to see you, my friend. I hope you're well. Diaxis, a helping hand producer in the background, good to see you. Jack, Sandy Millington, last week's special guest, good to see you, buddy. Silver Stag Stacker, the Silver Spectre, Jack Stack 64, otherwise known as Dave, good to see you. Ash, the one and only BBA, does a bike ride a day and seems to time travel and be in everyone's YouTube channels at the same place. Good to see you. Ice and Fire, Jamie Frost, all the way from Japan. This is probably a better time for you today, so good to see you, mate. Sound Money, Will's Bullion Coins, a previous winner on Sundays with Craven. Good to see you. The godfather of stacking himself, the founder, the creator, 365 Days of Silver. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you had a lovely holiday. Thanks for joining us, as always. Loey VB, good to see you, my friend. Danny Millington, good to see you. Shiny Silver. A certain miss stacking with Craven, my better half. Thank you for joining us. Queen Nessie, good to see you in here. Thank you for joining. Teach72, Ninja. Calc, good to see you. An absolute maestro when it comes to Mario Kart, it seems. Good to see you. Lion Stacker and Baron Vampsky. 25 of you in here right now from the start, guys. I really do mean it. Thank you so much for joining us. This is going to be a really fun episode. It's going to be jam-packed with some exciting things that will happen as this plays out. And over the next couple of hours, we really will have a good chinwag. Just a reminder, we've got some pre-prepared questions. I'll keep an eye on the chat the best I can. but these Sundays are about the conversation, and we will have that conversation. And then at a certain point, we will specifically focus on the chat. It tends to be somewhere in the middle towards the end before we do the giveaways. Today, there is 2 giveaways, remember, so stick around for that. But without further ado, enough of me waffling. See all 4. Is it time to bring on our 2 very special guests?
Of course.
Let's do it,
Good
my friend.
afternoon, everybody. Hope you have a good Sunday.
Little John's got his eye out. He's normally sat down, right? Today he's stood up. He's ready for battle, mate. And yeah, it'll be great to hear more from the Terminator throughout this podcast. But without further ado, let's bring in these. Now, I said this is a community special. That's exactly what it is. Our 2 special guests this evening are recognized, valued, big characters, members of our very own community here in Stackers Social. Collectors, stackers, people who enjoy the exact same things that we do, engage with us every day. But they're not content creators. So we're going to use this opportunity, which is a pleasure to have them on, to get to know them a bit more. And I'm going to bring in first, let's bring in Scottish Bullion Collector, or, if you don't mind me saying, Alan. How are you doing? Thank you for coming on, buddy.
Very nice to be here. Thanks for inviting me, Craven.
No, you're very welcome, mate. The pleasure is all mine. And yeah, like I say, I'm extremely looking forward to the giveaways because, well, people have seen this. I have mentioned it. Pretty much the main prize today, among other things, is a Britannia, which was donated by you to be given away. So I do just want to say, once again, mate, thank you so much for your generosity. Really, thank you. That's really kind.
No,
Can I win it?
It's just part of being me.
Yeah, well, see, all 4, I absolutely do think that you can win it. Of course you can. Obviously, it's a pleasure to have you on the panel, but my name won't be in it. But SBC, I think CL4 can be in the giveaway, can't he?
Of course you can.
Of course
Yes.
you can, my friend. There you go, mate. There you go. And yeah, let's bring in our other guest. Now, this gentleman, and this is not to make you jealous. We had a little laugh about this before, SBC, Alan. But this gentleman I'm about to bring in, he may not be a content creator, but he has hit that level of legendary status as a sniper. An absolute demon when it comes to live auctions. Wait until the last, not second, millisecond to up the bid by £1 to take all of the bargains away from us all. And he has no mercy. He has his own emoji. He's a big character in the community, and his name is Ian Atterbury. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing very well, thank you, and thank you for the invite. Albeit it's a long time coming. I have resisted you for far too long, I suppose.
Yeah, honestly, mate, I'm so excited for this one. It's great that you are joining, and thank you for doing so. So, both of you, Alan, Ian, and of course the all 4. I think it's time to get this show on the road. Everyone's here. We've got 25 in the audience. Thanks to you all for joining. And I think it's time to ask the first question. And as you know, this question is a tradition that I will do and will keep doing because I enjoy it. And basically what happens is, if it's your first time joining, basically the previous guest, I asked them kindly to leave a question for next week's guest. And last week, we had our very own Sandy Millington. And his question, which I'm going to ask to Ian, Alan, and UCL4, you're not getting away with it. And by the way, I've already answered it, and apparently I'm not allowed to change my answer, so I'm scotch-free here. But guys, here's the question to start us off. Nice and easy one, obviously. And I'll tell you what, I'll give the special guest a little bit of extra time to think about this. I hope you don't mind, but CL4, I'm going to come to you first. The question from Sandy is the good old snog, marry, avoid. And the options is the 3 founders of Stackers Social, 365, Cy the Soundman, and TSC. What are you going with, mate?
Oh, I'm going to have to Snog Sai the Sound Man. I like a man with a beard. I would say so. Snog. I would marry the Stack Collector just for all his knowledge, and I'd have to avoid 365. Only just because I don't know what he looks like.
Oh, interesting answer. Interesting answer. I think 365 is with us right now. I wonder how he's going to take that.
Oh,
I wonder.
I'll marry you. I'll marry you for.
Good answer, mate. Fair play, and well done for answering that first. Now I'm going to move over to Ian. Ian, Snog, Marry, Avoid, the three founders of Stacker Social. What are you going with, mate? What are you going with?
Okay, so I've thought long and hard about this question all week, sleepless nights, many bottles of red wine consumed to come up with these answers. First of all, I would snog 365, and that is purely because that is a massive thank you for creating this wonderful community.
Yeah.
Second, I would marry Sai, only so that I could take half his stack when we got divorced. Third, I would avoid TSC because I don't want to upset him in any way that he'd kick me out of the Monday night auctions.
I think you
That's
might
my
be
plan.
upset that you're going to avoid him, to be fair, but good answers, mate. Yeah, I can really tell that you've thought that through. You've had long, sleepless nights. And yeah, good answers. Good answers. What a question as well. Thank you for this, Sandy Millington. Alan, what are you doing? Snog, Marry, Avoid, the free Stacker Social founders. What are you going with, mate?
I'm going to go with the top man for a snog. I don't like my girlfriends with facial hair, and 365 is unknown, so he'll be my snog.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a toss-up between TSC and Sai. Too hard to call. I guess TSC as he has less hair on his face, and for that reason, I would avoid Sai.
There we go. A mixture of responses. It's an interesting question, and do you know what, guys? Thanks for answering that. I find it amusing. But what's really interesting is not just answering it; is when I just sit back and hear you guys sort of explaining, justifying your reasons why. That's the bit I find really funny. But yeah, fair play for answering. If the likes of 365 or Sai or TSC are in here right now, I'd love to hear their reaction, but I can't see that just now. So great place to start. Great question from Sandy. Thank you to all you guys on the panel for answering that. There we go. I wonder what the chat thinks of those answers. I'll have a quick look just before we move on. What do we think? Is there any reaction to that? Or is it just like, yeah, fair enough. They're normal answers. Great answers, very pleased, says 365. Yeah, 365 is getting a lot of snog, so he's a happy bunny by the sounds of things. So yeah, just to give you a reminder, my answer to that, I said I would marry 365. And I basically said I think you'd make a good provider. But we won't go into that any further. Today's not about me, it's about the two special guests. So, see you all four. Let's start wherever you want to go, mate. You've prepared some good questions for our guests. I'm going to pass over to you. Start wherever you want to start. Let's start asking our special guests some questions. Go ahead, my friend.
So my first question is going to be for Alan. If you could design your own Scottish themed bar or round, what would you put onto the design?
Oh, question.
Alan? Have we lost Alan?
Hello?
Hello? Yeah. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I guess you didn't hear that.
No, sorry.
Sorry, from CL4's question on my end, it just went quiet. So I was just checking you were still there, mate.
Sorry, mate. I am here. Let me try again. Being a bit further north than Nemo, I would go with a Highland haggis, Riku, and a set of bagpipes.
There we go. We need someone to pour that into a bar or round. That would be good.
I'd just
I
like to
think
see some of the AI images of that now coming through.
yeah. Well, we do have a certain Punkle who will hate me for saying that, but Punkle is in the audience. Maybe he can do something. We'll move on though before I get in any more trouble. I'm in a cheeky mood today. I really am. I absolutely love Sundays. That's a great first question, CL4. Are you going to? Do you have a question for Ian as well?
No, he doesn't
Yeah.
have any questions for me.
So for you, Ian, you've been given the nickname Sniper, but has there been a piece that someone has sniped from you?
I was thinking about this. I honestly can't recall that there has been. I mean, if there's some psychologist out there that looked into it, it's probably from some deep-seated emotional response from a childhood, being brought up with three girls that they could do no wrong and I had to do everything wrong. So it was something from that, I'm presuming. But I can't recall being sniped apart from BFG recently for anything. But maybe there was. I don't know.
Do you know what though? It makes sense if you were the only boy in all girl family.
Exactly. They've got a lot to answer for.
We'll have words with them. Bring them on the next live.
That'll be good. Talking about sniping, Ian, I just want to take a moment to show something I'm very proud of, something you sent me, if you don't mind. As we all know, Ian has his own poker chips. So does Alan as well. I've got both on show here. I'll show Alan shortly as well. It's part of the giveaway. But Ian, the thoughtful stacker, I'm not sure how clear that is, guys. Sorry. Can you just about make that out? Guys?
I can see it okay.
Yeah, there you go. So that's the poker chip. But what I wanted to show you, you know where I'm going with this, Ian. This is not just one-sided, is it? This is, am I right in saying this is a new limited edition release?
This is a special edition poker chip, yes.
And do I? You sound very serious. It's like, well, this is not this. We shouldn't speak about this. But can I turn it around?
No, you can turn it around. There's just special requirements to receive one, that's all.
Special requirements to receive one. Now, to know how to receive one, you have to message Ian directly and do exactly as he says. Okay. Now I've done that, and I'm still here to see another day. But look, on the back, you have been sniped by the thoughtful stacker with a lovely image of a crown. It's in the crosshairs of a sniper, of course, which looks so cool. And what I like about these, Ian, is they are all individually numbered. I've actually got two. One was for Miss stacking with Craven, the other one was for me, and I've chosen number 3. So I've got number 2 and number 3, and 3 is my favorite number. So I've got number 3. But just to show everyone there, some really cool poker chips from Ian. And yeah, if you want one, I guess you'll have to do pretty much whatever Ian asks. But can I just quickly ask, as a side question here, I didn't plan for this, what made you want to create those?
It was the whole, I'm going to call it a movement. The whole Stackers movement behind me being a sniper made me want to give something away to the people that I sniped. And that it all came about after the comment from Miss Craven, where she'd sent you a message and you weren't involved, and she said that she'd just been sniped by Ian when she was trying to get you a half crown. Incidentally, that's the half crown I sent you. I think it is anyway.
Is it
But yeah, I
really?
thought it's time for me to give something back
This
to the
one
people
here,
that have been sniped. I believe so.
1914. Ah, Ian. That's a credible story, and I love to hear the background behind it. And I really love the poker chip as well, mate. I feel honored to own one. How many are in existence, or is that top secret?
There is an infinite amount available.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You know
There
what you
are,
need to do, guys.
there are 50 minus 3 currently in my collection, and there are one for each of the founders with number 00 on, because obviously I haven't sniped 365, TSC or SI. So I will be
Oh,
sending
the audacity! The audacity! You see, when someone like 365 wants something, I've seen him on the Cobra auction, and he bought a lovely silver paw of the, I think it's called the Naked Lady. I might be wrong. And when 365 wants something, he doesn't mess around. He doesn't get involved in bidding. He puts a bid in that's going to win from the start, and he gets what he wants. You know, he's the godfather of stacking. But I would love to see out of nowhere, Ian, when that timer drops down to 1 second, you just have put in a cheeky bid above 365. It would be iconic. I'd love to see it, or anyone else for that matter. But yeah, that is the legend that you have built, mate, and I love the poker chip. So thank you for explaining that. Now, I've got some questions, and I'm going to ask the same questions to both of you, but I'm going to move back over to Alan. Alan, are you ready for a question? Alan. Hello?
Nope, can't hear.
Alan's gone. Alan's had enough. He's he's just had enough. Alan? Right, here's what I'll say. There might be a technical issue with Alan. So
May have been attacked by a wild haggis.
he might have been attacked by a wild haggis. You know, Nemo's not with us today, but his addiction with the haggis thing, he might have set a haggis on his fellow Scottish friend. We'll have to find out. I hope you're okay, Alan. If we don't hear off you in 5 minutes, we will send out a search party. But to keep things moving, I'm going to ask the question to Ian, which I was going to anyway. Ian, can you take us back to the beginning? I want to know what first got you into stacking and how has your approach evolved since then?
I suppose going back to the beginning, it takes me back to my childhood when I used to go to my nan's on a Saturday. My mum and dad used to do her shopping for her, and I used to go and sit with my nan. Used to watch the ITV wrestling with Big Daddy and Giant H-Stacks, and she always used to give me a coin afterwards. After she passed away, I inherited her purse with a boatload of pre-1970 coins in it that didn't have any, most of it, the Cooper nickel, so they didn't have any intrinsic value, but it got me into coins. And I still have that purse to this day, and I dug it out recently and found my scrawly teenage writing on it, I think, with an inventory of what there was. And then more recently, last year, I was looking at my wealth, savings not doing anything, what to do with it. And I started with stocks and shares, got an investment, put in a stocks and shares ISA. And that got me invested in gold and silver, in ETFs and mining stocks. Looked at doing that. And then I saw a 1900 Morgan dollar. And that was the first bullion type coin that I purchased. And that was last August. So it's not even been a year yet. And the very second one that I purchased was a 1957 Queen Elizabeth, the first Queen Elizabeth sovereign, full sovereign. So they were the first two items I purchased, and then since then I've got more into silver bullion, Britannias, specialist coins, and that kind of thing. But it always drew me back to pre-decimal, and being pre-decimal, I wanted the closest thing to pure silver as possible. So I looked at all pre-1920. And that's probably where we're at the moment. And if I had to pick a favourite coin, obviously a lot of people know this already, but my favourite coins are crowns, 28.28 grams, 925 silver. Yeah, if you want to get sniped, it'll be on the pre-decimal more than anything, I suppose.
Yeah, I can certainly back that up by saying I obviously enjoy the Monday night auctions that TSC does on a whatnot, and I like to collect the odd half crown. Okay, I've got 3 crowns, and I do love the pre-decimal stuff, mate. I share that with you. I'd love to know more about your collection, but it is also a personal thing as well as to how much you want to share. And I think I don't know if you would agree. It's really interesting hearing the backstory there. But when we talk about pre-decimal, pre-1920, the good stuff, the 925 silver coins that you love to pick up and collect. I think you do a lot of date runs, Ian. But do you think more than just the investment side, the intrinsic value of the metal content, do you find, such as I do and many others do, a fascination with the actual history, what that coin's been involved in, the exchanges, the hands it's been held in, those that are no longer are with us, most likely, or definitely not?
100%, yeah.
You know, are you fascinated by that? Because I think it's incredible to think where's that been before it's ended up in, in one of my tubes.
I did mention in the chat, I think it was last night actually, that I've always said if I had my time over again, I'd be a history teacher, because history is something that I've always been fascinated in. Living in York, I'm from Barnsley originally, but living in York now, there's an abundance of history in York, and you can't walk anywhere without seeing it. Even the street names and things like we've got a street, the smallest street in the country called Whitmer-Watmergate. And even the street signs and the names of the streets and finding out what they actually mean and things like that is it's something that's always fascinated me. So it's definitely the historical element as a big pull for me with the coins.
Yeah, and I'm very much with you on that. And it's something that I'm learning more and more about every day. I find it really interesting, and it's great to hear more of a clearer picture of your background story into what's led you to where you are today, as part of this community, which is a great place to be for stackers alike, pourers, collectors, you name it, all of the above. So thank you for sharing that. And yeah, I'm sure we will see you sniping for many years to come, living up to the name and the reputation that you have built up deservedly. So thank you for that answer. I'm going to move back to Alan. Are you back with us, my friend? I know we had a little bit of a technical issue. Are you here?
I think so.
Yeah, I can hear you, mate. So not sure what happened, but I just simply asked the question that I was going to ask to you both anyway. I asked Ian first. So if you're good to go, I'd like to ask you the same question. So I will read it for you. So Alan, can you take us back to the beginning? What first got you into stacking, and how has your approach evolved since then?
Right, well, to take you right back to the start, in 1986, I was left money from my grandmother when she passed, and I bought a gold sovereign. Stacking, stroke collecting wasn't really in my mind. It really took off in 2019 when I won a 1 ounce Brit on a Thunderball game on Facebook. Cost me £1.
Nice.
I was already collecting coins, so this just seemed like a natural progression into bullion.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Was it a 1 ounce silver Brit, or are we talking gold?
No, it was silver.
I was gonna say that would be a nice win for £1.
Yeah.
Do you mentioned there the 1 ounce Brit, Thunderbolt. We spoke to Ian obviously about the pre-decimal stuff, the history. Are you more on the bullion side, pre-decimal? Do you have a preference?
I'm on the bullion side. yeah, I'm purely bullion and pouring.
Yeah, yeah. I think whichever way you go with that, silver is silver, just in different forms with different stories behind it. Gets remelted and turned into different things. It's amazing, really. What silver does over time. Yeah, I think it's very important that you, when it comes to stacking, you stick with what you personally enjoy to stack. Obviously, the investment side, but I think everyone has their own preference, and I think that's how you should look to build your stack. And would you say you are more of a stacker then, as opposed to maybe a collector? I spoke to Ian about date runs and stuff.
Um,
Hints at the collector side, but with bullion, are you just a
this
weight stacker or a collector?
this year certainly seems to be more towards stacking, but I still consider myself a collector. Um, I finished a 100-ounce box of coins that I started in January. So that to me is a stacker, but there's also coins in there that would be towards my collecting side.
Have you got a personal favorite?
The maple.
Yeah, yeah. I love the maples. They're just stunning, aren't they?
They are. They're gorgeous coins. I do like the Brit,
Yeah,
especially with the security features.
yeah.
But the maple's my personal favourite for a bulk collectible coin.
Yeah, I think the Canadian Mint do a fantastic job. They don't appear to milk spot. 4.9's fine. Really beautiful, sort of fairly simple but elegant design at the same time. And I've actually got one. I've got a couple here that I haven't put into capsules yet, but it's just the reverse of one. But I absolutely love maples, and I think along with Brits, maples is something I'd like to add to my stack when it comes to weight. If I get a good price, a few beautiful bars and bits of silver being showcased by Sealful here, by the way. Check it out. That looks like a Scottsdale mint. So thank you for sharing all these, mate. I love to see it. And that big, impressive Little John there, which is not so little. But yeah, I completely agree with you, Alan. The maples are gorgeous. And thank you for giving us an insight as to where it sort of started for you and what you're kind of into now. I think our approaches do evolve, and that can be a mixture of what the market's doing, how our preferences change, what comes out, what you like. It's a number of things, but it's really interesting to hear other people's journeys, especially from yourself and Ian. So thank you for answering my first question. So y'all for what I think we should do, if you've got another question for the guys, let's ask it. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to spice things up after that. I'm going to run the first giveaway. So just a heads up, there's 2 giveaways today, guys. You have to be in the live at the moment of the giveaway to actually win. So make sure you stick around. The first one is not from me. It's from another YouTuber, a bit of a legend growing very quickly, who is called Brits and Sobs. You've probably all heard of him. He's over 500 subs already, and his channel is growing rapidly. And he makes great content. And he sent me a prize, which was actually from his 100 subs giveaway that wasn't claimed. And that wasn't that long ago. He really is growing quickly. So I'll show you that shortly. One of you guys is going to win that, and it will be our first reveal of Little John's Wonder Wheel, which will be spun twice this evening. So stick around for that. We'll go on to it shortly. But before we do, see all four, what questions have you got for our special guests?
So for for you, Alan, you've already taken the first step and designed a poker chip. Why not take the next step and make content? Is something holding you back?
Oh, the only person that knows this right now is Silverpunk, but I am working on something to create once I get all the bits and pieces together. But it's not going to be something I do every day. It's just going to be once in a while. This is just something I want to share with you guys. So yeah, probably within the next month, I'll create my first video and see how it goes.
I mean, I look forward to it, and I mean, you'd get all of the support from everyone in the community. So yeah, whatever it is, I'm excited to see it.
Thanks, Yolfer. I appreciate that.
That's a really interesting little exclusive there, SBC. I look forward to that too, and I'm sure everyone listening does. I hope to find out more, but I won't push you now because it sounds like it's a little bit of a surprise. So we'll look forward to that, mate, and stay tuned for it, guys, in the audience. Yolfo, do you have a question for the world's #1 sniper?
I do. I know you started stacking later on in life. If you could go back in time and speak to your 18-year-old self about precious metals, what would your younger self think about stacking?
I'm not sure I can announce this in front of all you lovely people. My 18-year-old self would have probably headbutted me and run away with my money. On a more serious note, my 18-year-old self would not have listened to me one bit. My 18-year-old self would have gone out partying like money was no object. One of the stories that I tell other people that ask, and we talked earlier about my openness and about where my backstory came from. But another part of my openness that I tell a lot of people is the struggles that I had in my younger life growing up. I lost my parents by the age of 23. I'd lost both parents, and welcome to a world of bills. I ran up a £18,000 debt, going out, enjoying myself, going on holiday, partying. I used to go out 7 nights a week. And I still got up at 5 o'clock every morning and functioned for work every day. And I managed to get through work and received 4 different promotions in 8 years and became a warehouse and distribution manager. So it was a difficult time, but it was a time that I would never ever change. So my 18-year-old self would not have listened to me one bit. He lived for today, and when he got no money left, I went and borrowed money off my parents to go out again. So yeah, I wouldn't change a bit of it, but my 18-year-old self wouldn't have taken a blind bit of notice of me.
The thing is, though, it's those kind of experiences that makes you such a good stacker. Now, I mean, if you, as you said, I probably wouldn't have listened to my younger self either, and it's through. Sorry, it's echoing back. I can't hear. One moment. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, so I wouldn't have listened to my younger self either, and I think it's living with all these experiences that you have when you're young, that obviously you've got more knowledge on the know-how now. I mean, thank you for going into that with us. You seem
I honestly, I don't have a problem talking about my past and my experiences, because the way I see it is we're all here to teach the next generation. And if you can't talk about the bad experiences that you've had and how you've got through them and how it's changed you as a person later on in life, then there's no point in teaching them anything, because you can't just tell them about the good things. They have to understand the bad things as well, and what can happen when you make these bad decisions in life. I wouldn't change a single decision that I made, by the way. I stand by that. And one of the main reasons for that is I wouldn't be the person I am today if I hadn't made those decisions in the past anyway. So I got into financial difficulties probably 3 times in my life. One during the 90s, one in the early 2000s, and one in 2010 when I got made redundant from work. So you make these decisions in life, and you have to take the positives out of those decisions, because there's positives in everything that you do, even if the decision turns out to be a wrong decision at the end of the day. And I believe that I've been put on this planet now just to teach other people my mistakes.
no, there's a lot of knowledge in that.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point that you've just made, Ian. A very important message that you've sort of said. I think when we talk about potential mistakes, it's not really a mistake. These things that happen in life that shape us their learning curves, their experiences. You wouldn't be who you are now and know what you know and go about your life and the decisions you make the way you do if you hadn't been through that. I'm a firm believer. You've got to go through the rough patches and the bad to know when things are going well. You've got to make mistakes to know how to change your decision-making process going forward. And, as someone that has also had financial difficulty, as you mentioned, 3 times, it's as bad as it has been at times. I think you're absolutely right. Those experiences really teach you a lot and you learn a lot from them. And I think it's important you mentioned there passing down this information and knowledge to the younger generation. I think it's important to do that to help others, not make maybe the same decisions or do the same things and give them a better shot. So yeah, that was really really nice, open and honest of you to share that, and I appreciate you doing so. Great answer from some really really open and interesting questions to all four. I'm loving the questions you're asking tonight, mate. Clearly put some thought into them and we're getting some really good answers, so thank you. What I'd like to do now, as you can see, we have been joined on the panel by our very own Diaxis. So before I say any more, Diaxis, how are you, mate? You okay?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Yeah,
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, you're welcome, mate. Glad to be here as always.
That's it, mate. Now, Diaxis is here because, as a lot of you know, I only have my phone, and technically I struggle to do a lot of this. So I do get a helping hand, and Diaxis is one of a few people that really help me. So what Diaxis is going to do shortly is he's going to basically run and spin Little John's Wonder Wheel. And it's going to be the first time we do it. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. Don't you, Diaxis?
I do, although at the minute I've got a black screen for some reason. I'm just trying to refresh it and it's not seeming to work.
That's okay, mate. We've got a bit of time yet. And there's no rush, at all. What I'm going to do before we get to that point is talk a bit and show what's in the giveaway, because this is the first of 2 giveaways on today's podcast, guys. The main one that is specific to this is going to be run towards the end with a main prize donated by our very own Alan, Scottish Bullion Collector. Very generous. But this right now has come from, and I'll start showing you it, guys. So this has come from Brits and Sovs, who you may have seen on YouTube. And that's his poker chip. It's also got on the back, not sure how clear it is, sorry. It's got Stacker Social, really nice. So I'm going to start showing you what's within this. So you've got that. You've also got second poker chip, which is Brits and Sovs, his channel logo, which also, there we go. It also has Stacker Social on the back. So it's 2 poker chips, really nice. Now, it was really hard not to eat these. There was originally 2 packs of the Haribo strawberries. I ate one of them and swapped it with the Super Mix because I didn't get any strawberries and they're my favourite. So you'll get 2 packs of sweets along with, if you've got a sweet tooth, you'll love this. Little John did try and tax one of these, but I said no, so he's not happy. But there's 2 lollies in there. There's a few stickers as well, guys. So you've got, this is the largest Stacker Social sticker that I have seen so far. Really nice. So there's one of them for your collection or your backdrop, whatever it may be. There is also Brits and Sovs sticker there. Really nice with a Peaky Blinders style black cap, which is really cool. Very on brand for what he does with his channel. He is a top geezer. I honestly recommend you check him out if you haven't already. He makes some hilarious content. And this, his final sticker, Brits and Sovs, lovely design, which as you can see, it's got Britannia and the sovereign design on it, because that's what he talks about on his channel. So yeah, brilliant stuff. But it's not just that, guys. There is some metal in this. And once again, he's very kindly sent this to be given away on today's Sunday, which is an honor to be able to do so. But the reason being is because when he actually hit 100 subs, which is not too long ago, even though he's gone past 500 now, the winner of this didn't claim it. And it went over 2 weeks, and he thought, you know what, I'll send this to Craven, and he can give it away on here. So massive thank you to East End Dave, Brits and Sovs, for doing so, because what he's also put, and it's in a really nice black bag, which I'll show you, a couple of copper pieces in here. Firstly, he has put an Indian copper round. Not sure how reflective this is, sorry, but it's got the Indian on. It's beautiful. I love how the designs show up on copper. It's a lovely metal, and it's got the buffalo on the back as well. Not sure how clearly you can see it, but just trust me, you've probably seen this design before, but they are absolutely stunning. So there's one of them. And also, the bar version, essentially, which has got the buffalo on it. Absolutely lovely. 1 ounce of copper. And on the back of that, nice design as well. So all of that you've just seen is in the first giveaway. So there's currently 31 of you that are here to join me. Thank you again, guys, for joining. Can't wait to chat with you in the chat very shortly, specifically. But are we ready to spin the wheel, Daxus?
Not yet, mate.
How's it looking?
I had
That's
you.
fine.
Yeah, I put you on full screen to watch all the bundle, so obviously I can't see the names.
No, that's okay, mate. Take your
Anyone
time.
with
Take
a
your
long
time.
name is just gonna have to be their first letter.
Yeah, anyone
Right.
with a long name, it's going to be the first letter. That's
should be
just so you
fine.
know. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah,
but
I got the wheel back. But in the meantime, then I've got a question for the panel. This goes for all of you, including yourself. Any time in history, is there one singular event that you wish you could go back and view?
Good question. Who wants to go first?
That's such a deep question. I'm thinking.
Okay, I'll go first because mine's quite simple, and that's the victory at the Battle of Waterloo.
Okay. You'd like to be there itself and witness it?
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
See what the
that's a
King's
great
shilling
answer.
looks like.
Yeah, imagine. That's a really good question. That's got me thinking. I'm a bit like Seolfor. I need a bit of time. Alan, have you got an answer for that? Any sort of historic event that you could go back and witness?
I would like to go to the American Civil War.
Yeah.
And help out the Redcoats.
It's crazy to think. That's a good answer as well.
I'm gonna say mine's a bit
answer,
weird because I would go to Area 51, like the whole like Roswell thing, and just see if it did actually happen.
Yeah, all of that stuff. I know we've spoke about that privately, Daxus, a lot. It's a topic I absolutely love. That's another great answer. I'd love to these stories we hear about extraterrestrial beings on this earth and accounts that have happened historically that apparently are real, and I believe some of them. I'd love to see it. It's one thing hearing about it and there being compelling evidence, but another thing to be there. That's a really good idea. But my answer to that, just because it's a personal interest, I'm fascinated. Being from the area that I am, there's a lot of Roman history where I live, and I would love to go back to the Roman era, ancient Rome, and I would love to bear witness to the gladiator fights that were in the arena that they had. The gladiator games. It's a bit of an out there answer, but just based on what happened at that time and the rebellion and the stories of Spartacus, which I love, great series by the way. That's something along those. I'd love to be there to see some of that, the brutality, the gore, just a different era. I would love to go and see that. I don't know what you think about that answer. Before see all 4 answers, guys in the chat, if you haven't already, if there's a specific historic event that you would like to go back to, if you could, to witness, what would it be? Put it in the comment section. I want to hear from you.
Am I gonna add everyone from the panel as well?
This is for so apart from me, add everyone in the panel and yourself, of course. Yeah, Seolfor.
I quite like your idea, and I wouldn't have even thought about that unless you said it. But I was sort of thinking more along the line of witnessing the speech. Like I had a dream in America, with the rights movement, and I would have loved to have been able to witness it. Yeah.
There was a lot of people there for that as well.
Yeah, something that has sort of changed our time. I mean, it wasn't long ago at all, really. So yeah, I would have loved to have been able to stand there and just listen in to him speak. I think that would be quite an experience.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really good answer as well. I'm just trying to have a look at the chat. So Shiny Silver says he'd like to watch Stonehenge be erected. Yes, that would be cool. Queen Nessie says to be on the grassy knoll. Yes, that would be really cool. Silver Machine, I'd like to be in the crowd when Ali fought Foreman for the world title. Yes, I love boxing. That would have been epic. Muhammad Ali, I think he will always be known as the greatest, not just in terms of his boxing ability, but the person that he was, a true icon, a true legend. And when he spoke, it was like poetry. I don't think there's many, if any, that will ever be able to compare with him and what he did. That's amazing. Danny Millington says, Robert the Bruce in a cave with the spider. Yes, that's a really good answer. Really good answer. And just it's sort of along those lines. What film Braveheart? Yeah, Braveheart. Who thinks that's one of the best films of all time? Braveheart, Mel Gibson's amazing film.
It's brilliant. Yeah,
Brilliant.
Craven,
I'm
what's
sure
the
you
two?
like that one.
What's the two tags? It's got I. One's a Britannia and one's something else. Can you see what those names are? I think there's two I's.
Two eyes. I'm struggling to see. What do you mean, mate?
There's two tags there. They look like they're both I's. Unless I just do I, Brit, and I. I can't see what the names are because they're too long.
I Brit. Let's have a look. Hang on.
There's one's got a Britannia tag and there's another one next to it.
Is Luke K1 that's got a
Is it
Britannia?
Luke? Yeah.
Luke K1's got a Britannia as his icon. Are you on about the one next to it, which is a silver round?
Yeah.
Lion Stacker?
Is that who it is it? Cool.
At the bottom, yeah.
That's right.
Just going to read this one out as well. Jamie Frost said he would like to go
Ninja.
back and watch his parents' wedding. That's lovely, mate. That's beautiful. Great answer. Sorry if there's an echo, by the way. I'm trying to keep it quiet, but I'm using my spare device, which my earphones aren't charged, and I can't mute it when it's on the live. I'm just trying to read the chat for now. English Civil War says Robot Toaster. Vegas Stacker, good to see you in here, buddy. He says he was thinking about being at the Coliseum as well. Yeah, 100%, mate. That'll be amazing. Miss Stacking with Craven says to watch Queen perform at Live Aid 85. Yes, great answers, guys.
I think the Terminator would go back to when Little John was born, just so he could terminate him. I think he was whispering in my ear.
Right,
Yeah, so Diaxis. Yeah, well, I think we just need to remove Ciol4 from the giveaway due to his
yeah, I can do that, mate.
Comments. Yeah, I think he's out of line. I think Little John is, he let Terminator off lightly. He got the
bomb.
bomb.
One person's just dropped out of the chat, and I don't know who it is. I don't know if you want to try and wean them out.
Just leave them in, mate. It's not honestly, it's just leave them in. They've been here. Let's not be too picky. But
that's cool.
CL4, I will remember that. Obviously, leave CL4 in, but Little John heard that. There's the Terminator upside down. Yeah, he got away lightly. Little John will have him, mate. Let me tell you. But guys, are we ready to run the first giveaway? Are we good to go?
Yes.
Cool. Diaxis.
Right, I should be able to do it this way. So yeah, if you double tap the screen, you can make it full screen.
Yeah, full screen on Diaxis's tab, guys. This is Little John's Wheel of Wonder. And this is how we're going to decide the giveaway winners. If you like the image I've created in the middle, that may be a special poker chip exclusive to Sundays of Craven very soon. Let me know what you think. But we've got the names. You can see your name on there just about. We're going to do this a bit differently. And I'm going to put someone on the spot right now.
I was going to say, do you want to do any shuffles?
Well, dude, first one in the chat to put a number.
Yeah, hold on. 2 secs. Brits and Sovs in there as well. There we
go. Shiny Silver says 3 shuffles.
Okay.
But before we go, mate, I want this to spin for 30 seconds.
All right, yeah, hold on, I can do that.
Yeah, just bear with me, mate.
Spin time, 30 seconds.
Yeah, CL4. These 30 seconds is... We tried this once before. I don't know how your vocal cords are, but is the Terminator up for commentating for 30 seconds while this wheel spins? Because we missed out last time due to the connection.
I do not know.
Get to the Vanderwheel now!
Do it now. Do it quickly. Spin it.
Yeah, over to you, CL4. The people need to hear this. Let's get this wheel spinning. And CL4, over to you. Good luck to everyone for the first giveaway.
You say he's only there, or?
Where is he, Silver?
Hello, Sally. What do you want me to do? Just talk?
Yeah, man, you got to start the wheel, mate. Waiting on you.
Oh, start the wheel. Get to the chopper. Go.
Brilliant. The best thing is, this thing's going to spin for a long time. It already looks like it's slowing down, to be fair.
I do not know what happens, but it freezes every time that I try and read it.
Well, it's closing in. Is it going to be?
Like I said, that would have been rigged if it's Self-4.
Still moving. Is that the Silver Serpent? Silver Spectre!
Little John has chosen you.
Congratulations.
Go on, Terminator, say it.
Congratulations to you, Silverback, for winning the first ever Little John spinning wheel.
Love it, mate. Thank you so much. That's a great effort. The Silver Spectre, congratulations. You've won the first prize bundle, the first giveaway of this Sunday. You've won this beautiful couple of copper pieces here, everything else from Brits and Sobs. Thanks again to Brits and Sobs for sending that in, which was because of his 100 subs giveaway. Next week, guys, I'll have the honor of running his 500 subs giveaway. What a pleasure that's going to be. So make sure you tune in next week. But Silver Spectre, send me a private message with your details. I'll get that sent over to you. So there's the first giveaway. Thank you for running that, Diaxis. We're going to move on with
That's a good one.
the old chinwag. So, special guest, thank you for your patience. What did you think of Terminator's commentary there? I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
I am so sorry for my bad
I was going
impression.
to say, it is good, but we're still waiting on a Little John commentary.
Little John has no words. He believes in actions speak louder than words. Little John is more than words. Maybe one day that will happen. But Little John, he doesn't feel the need to respond in words. He responds with his actions. Okay, but nice try, Diaxis. I see what you did there. So, question-wise, and great question before that, Diaxis, by the way. Theophor, would you like to go next on me? I can't remember who actually asked the last question.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to go. This is sort of open to both the guests and then the audience after, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely. I'm sure the audience are dying to get some comments in. Let's go.
So for Alan and Ian, what can we do as content creators to improve? Oh, one moment, sorry, my speech has gone. Let me just quickly get that back to you.
That's okay. I like the question you're looking to ask here as well. Very interesting. Very, very interesting question.
So yeah, what can we do as content creators that you believe, one, hasn't been done before, or two, how can we improve? And please be brutally honest. I won't cry much. So yeah, did Alan, did you want to go first? Like what can we do as content creators?
That's an excellent question. What can you do that hasn't been done before? I'm struggling with that one. Wow. Let me come back to that, please, Theophor. What was your second part of the question?
So so the second part of it is, now what can we do to improve? Like either myself, or you can be even more brutally honest with Craven on what we can do to improve our content. Be as honest as you like. It just reminds me of a video that Silverpunk done the other day, saying about it's okay to suck as long as you progress, and this is a way of me trying to better myself as a creator. So what could I do?
Honestly, mate, I have nothing for you. I love your videos. The one you did in the forest, it was just outstanding. No, I just want the community that we have to continue doing what they do, because they're just fantastic to watch. There's bits of everything that you could want. There's silver, there's gold, there's people on bikes, there's duck races, there's everything.
Yeah, no, well, no, I thank you for, I know you've watched my videos now because you're talking about the one in the forest. So no, I appreciate it. And what about you, Ian? Do you think there's anything that Craven or myself can do to help improve our content?
I think I've watched a hell of a lot of YouTube videos, certainly since joining Stacker Social, but probably going into last year as well. When I first started looking at YouTube, I always used to say to my youngest son, who used to come home from school and tell me he wanted to be a YouTuber when he grows up, to focus on getting a real job. And I've actually changed my tune now, because I spend more time on YouTube than I do on normal TV, if I'm honest. But it's a very difficult question, because I think I've seen just about all different kinds of YouTube content from different creators, and certainly the people within this community. You've all got your own little way of doing things, and it makes it, for us that are not content creators, it makes it addictively entertaining. So much so that I don't watch normal telly, like I just said. So there's always something to watch from each individual that puts content out there. So it's a very difficult question, and especially from people like us that don't create content, to say what you can do better or what you haven't seen before. I've probably seen quite a lot of different ways of creating content. So I can't really give you any tips on that side. The only thing I would say is just keep doing what you're doing, because it's highly addictive entertainment. And certainly for me, I don't know about Alan, but certainly for me, it's now my number one form of entertainment. So congratulations to all the content creators, because it's you do fantastic work. And going on to Stobbs, who's a new one to the community. His videos, and in the like that cartoon format, it's so funny. I find myself, I've got earphones in, sitting in my chair, and the wife's saying, "What are you laughing at now?" And I'm laughing out loud at some of the content that's on there. Size Lady Britannia, she has me in stitches, and I think the advent of AI, that's only gonna get better in terms of content creating. But I know it's not easy to create AI content. It's a little bit more in depth than just doing things yourself. But that's going to be another big thing coming forward, isn't it? So maybe utilizing AI a bit. I'm just a purist, though. I like people reviewing coins and things like that. So yeah, difficult one to answer that, Silver.
Yeah, so I thank you for answering, and there is some things in the chat as well, and we've got stop with the clickbait titles from Calc. Nice to see that the stat collector has turned up.
Yeah, hi to TSD. Thank you for joining.
Sandy has got a question on who's got the best hats out of the content creators. Oh, well.
That's I see what you've done there, Sandy. Very, very well. That's, I mean, what I will say to that, Sandy does have a good flat cap collection, doesn't he? He really does. I think TSC also likes his hats. He rocks a hat pretty well. I think, well, I'm not gonna pick and choose, but I will compliment both of you for your hats. Do you like your flat caps? What do you think, CL4? Is that fair?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I like them as well, but I need to lose a bit of weight. I look a bit silly with a big round face with them at the moment.
That was a really, really good question. And that got some. It got me thinking, especially about the perspective of people who don't make content and how you visualize it, what you think we can improve on. AI becoming a big thing within content in the modern times very recently. Sai's doing a great job with that. I know others are as well. Really interesting. You spoke there about reviewing coins, Ian, as well. Now, something on my latest video that came from, we just ran a giveaway from him. This man right here, Brits and Sovs, truly a legend. He makes hilarious content. Shout out to him once again. But on my video, pull this here, I didn't turn this around when I got this. So I got my first stack of social round, which is from, I know the camera's not great, but this is from Brits and Sovs, and I didn't turn it around. So I want to show you what's on the reverse of this, guys. So this is Brits and Sovs, custom poured 30 gram 3/9 fine silver round. That's poured by the one and only Liquid Metals UK. And I said, because he gave me the option of keeping it, swapping it, doing whatever, and I left it to you guys, and all of you pretty much have said keep it. So thank you. I'm going to keep this. I can't let this one go, but I don't expect to just take this and not give back. So because that was going to be related to the 500 subs giveaway, which if you haven't seen his latest video on Brits and Subs YouTube channel, he's doing an immense giveaway. Get over there, get your name in the hat for a chance to win, because I will be hosting that giveaway. I've got the honor of him asking me to do that next Sunday. There really is some special prizes that he's going to be sending me in the week, and I'm going to be chucking in to replace that there. I'm going to be chucking in an ounce of silver to replace it, to give back to you guys, and that's going to be a 1 ounce silver maple that's going to come in from my own stack, and I'll be giving that to you guys next week as part of, listen, honestly, next week, biggest giveaway by far on this show, and it's thanks to you guys, how it's grown, your generosity, all of you, and for being part of it and making it what it is. So thank you to Brits and Sovs, thank you to everyone that joins every week, and I can assure you that giveaway next week is going to be special. So thanks again to Brits and Sovs, and hope to join you there. But really great question. Hard to answer, I understand, about the content side, but I've got another question for the special guest, Ian and Alan. Are you ready for another question from me?
Go for it.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So, Alan, I'm going to come to you first, my friend. And this is what I'd like to ask you. So get your thinking hat on. What does success in stacking look like for you? Are you stacking for wealth preservation, prepping, collecting, or something else entirely?
I would have to say wealth preservation. I officially retired in 10.5 years. And I'm going to continue to collect, stack until then. My collection basically is saving towards my retirement.
Yeah, I think that's something that we all think about. Wealth preservation, having something there for retirement. So does that mean that you have eventually an exit plan, a point where you would look to sell, if not all in one go, but gradually to give you a sort of a pension?
I want to wait until I turn 67 and see how I'm looking. I have some pensions from my previous employments that are keep me ticking over. So I may not have to sell, but I don't have any children. I don't have a wife. Don't have anybody to leave it to. So I'm as well selling it and using the money how I want to.
You can leave it to me, Scottish.
Yeah, I'm sure he could, Ian. I think we're going to get a different answer from you, which I can't wait to hear. But that's interesting, Alan. I think also holding it for a long period of time. You mentioned obviously until 67. Is that right? I think you're going to hold that. The market will do what it does, but historically, it's a better savings. It's better to have your money in that hard asset than in the bank over that period of time. I think it's, however, whatever you choose to do with it, I think that's a really smart plan. I definitely do. And I also relate to the long term. I think especially with silver, I've got into it recently, and I plan to hold it for a very long time.
Yeah, it's just one of these things that you just add to. I love it. It's. I wish I'd done it when I was younger, but I didn't. So I'm just making the most of it while I can.
Yeah, well, the thing is, mate, good on you, because you did start, and some people don't start, and then they say, "Oh, I wish I did." And the one thing that we can all share, and I say this every week, I wish I started sooner. I think we collectively share that thought. But yeah, it's not just about the investment. The majority of us here, we just enjoy the process. I appreciate the designs, the collectible pieces, the pre-decimal numismatic stuff. I've purchased many a coin off certain sellers, such as TSC on a Monday and whatnot, and I love all of that. I like all of the elements. It's fun, as well as knowing behind it there's a incentive to better your future financially, to reserve and preserve your wealth as a hedge against inflation. And I'm so glad that I'm part of this now, and I've got time to let that build. And the last thing I'll add as a follow-up for you, Alan, is, do you find it satisfying, even if you're just adding to your stack at a steady rate, don't you find it satisfying as time goes on just to see that stack build, become bigger and bigger? Is it a nice feeling for you?
Yeah, it's the best. Apart from my
I might have missed that last bit there, Alan. You went quiet. What was that, please? Or have we lost Alan again? We may have lost Alan. Alan's gone AWOL again.
That's
Yeah,
the Scottish Wi-Fi for you.
Scottish Wi-Fi. If Nemo was here.
Well, can you hear me now?
I can, mate. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, sorry. All I was saying was, apart from my dogs, it's opening envelopes every day when the mailman comes is just anathema. It's great.
100%, mate. I enjoy when mail comes now so much more than I did before. Not just because I know there's going to be something new that I've ordered that's shiny. Also, I love the mail calls from you fantastic guys in the community. Don't forget, we're going to be coming to you very soon and focusing on the live chat. Can't wait to hear from you. If you have any questions, start thinking of them now, because that's going to be happening soon. But I'm going to move over to Ian. Thank you, Alan, for that answer. That was a great answer. Same question to you, Ian. I'll read it back, mate. And the difference here is I know a little bit about you. We talk about, the future. Are you going to sell? Are you going to pass it on? So we're going to get a different side of the story here. So, Ian, what does success in stacking look like for you? Are you stacking for wealth preservation, prepping, collecting, or something else entirely?
Well, first of all, I need to apologise if anybody can hear some loud purring, because I've been joined on my settee by our 15-year-old cat, who's getting louder, louder and louder with his purring.
What's he called?
It's called Danielson. No reference to Karate Kid. We got him from a rescue, and that's what his name was when we got him.
Danielson. Ah, that's lovely, mate. I can't hear the pairing, but hello to Danielson. But yes, what are your thoughts on that question, Ian?
So, yeah, I'm of a different ilk, where I don't see. Obviously, it's there as a preservation of wealth first and foremost, but it's not a preservation of wealth for me. It's a preservation of my wealth for my family when I'm not here anymore. I don't ever see myself having to liquidate. Obviously, things can happen, and it's there if I need to. But I don't. The plan is not to ever liquidate for me. The plan is to leave it all for my family.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. And I really think that's a powerful motivation, incentive, reason, purpose to stack and just enjoy the process, get what you enjoy. And we also spoke about many a times, actually, when it comes to that point, should the worst happen, you leave that to family, children, wife, whoever it may be, who may be not into stacking. And being part of this community, I think there's a reassurance that if the worst happened and that was an inheritance for one of your loved ones, they could come to the likes of Stacker Social or your close friends within, and they'd be looked after. They'd be told how to sell, not to get ripped off, go into a general pawnbroker or something, and they would be educated on that, because I think that's important as well. We talk about buying, just as important knowing how to sell, and you've touched on that as well many a times. Do you have anything to add on that point? Because I know it's something you've mentioned a few times, and I think it's really interesting what you had to say on that, Ian. Have we lost Ian now as well?
Sorry, say again. It cuts out then.
Sorry, mate. Just basically, it's just as important. We talk about buying, selling, the reasons for it. But when it comes to selling as well, and obviously, should the worst happen and a loved one receives that inheritance, we have a great community here in Stacker Social. If one of your loved ones came to Stacker Social asking for help to sell, they would be looked after. It's something you've spoke about previously. I just wanted to get a few words from you on that, because I think you had some really interesting things to say on that in the past.
I did mention, I think sent a direct message to Sci365 and TFC regarding this exactly. My youngest son recently joined Discord purely to watch. He finds it hilarious that his dad's on some kind of social media, I think, but he's actually listening in to the content and the advice and things that people give in this. And I think it's invaluable, certainly for your family to understand that they can come to Discord and specifically Stacker Social and obtain the advice that they would need. That is extremely important to me, that they've got access to that. And I have a letter on my laptop at work that is as an instruction, if you like, should the worst things happen. And it has all sorts of things in there, like passwords and pension numbers and all this kind of stuff. The morbid stuff that people generally don't tend to talk about. But in there is Discord as well. And that is amongst telling them where the hidey holes are for everything. That is number one when it comes to the precious metal side. So yeah, this community specifically is the number one resource for them after I'm no longer here.
Yeah, I mean, we've got over 1,500 people. There's a lot of experience and shared knowledge. There's a lot of good people in here as well. It's reassuring to know that the support is here within the community should the worst happen. So yeah, thank you for touching on that, mate. I think that's very important. And if your son is here watching this, I don't know if he is, but hello to him as well. I agree. There's a lot of invaluable
games, if I'm honest.
I don't blame him, mate. But yeah, a lot of invaluable advice that we discussed. So thank you so much for answering my questions, guys. You know, that was a really interesting talking point. Siolfo, before I ask you, do you have any more questions for the special guests? I want to ask you that question. I want to hear from you as well, mate. So sorry for putting you on the spot, but I really would like to know your stance on it, as someone that's a family man as well. What does success in stacking look like for you?
I think it would be, for me, it's just to keep on saving for as long as I can for retirement. But as what you were saying about Stacker Social, and if anything did happen and someone needed to sell, I've already got something in place for that. So I've got 2 dealers who I've been buying from for years, who I have put a number aside for my wife in case I go. At least then I know that she would be looked after. But now hearing the Stacker Social thing, I think that's probably an option as well. I think it's a way to protect my family. So yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant idea. I've never even thought about that. Because I've obviously had something else put in place, but no, I think that's a really, really good thing to do. Because last thing you want is someone to come and go, oh well, yeah, that Queen Beast Completer bar, yeah, I'll give you 20 quid for that, and oh, you've got 6 of those. Oh well, I'll pay you 18, you know, knowing that they could pay 30 or 40 or maybe £50 at the time of them being sold. So
100%.
yeah, I want, yeah, yeah, very difficult question to sometimes think about. But no, I think that's a brilliant idea, and yeah, I would quite openly speak to my wife about that actually.
Yeah, I think, and that's why I wanted to ask you. I think it's a really important thing to think about if you are a stacker. We're all at different stages, different ages, but always ask yourself the question: what if the worst would happen? What would happen with your stack? It's one to think about, but let's move on. We're getting nearer and closer to the final giveaway, the last spin for today of Little John's Wonder Wheel, and I can't wait. I will show you the full giveaway shortly, but Siolfo, do you have any more
Can I ask?
questions before we move on to the chat? Go ahead.
So, if you have watched my latest video, I have added words on there that you need to write to win a giveaway from myself. So when I say go, the first person to use all of the words spelt correctly will win the prize. I'll let Craven pick whoever was first by his time. So yep,
Okay.
on 3, 2, 1, go. Oh well, that was quick.
I'm not going to lie, mate. I've got Villainous Bounty, who literally the millisecond you said it, put it in.
Well, congratulations to you. I will quickly show you. I will apologize. It is not the silver version, but it is the Queen's Beast 2017 Lion of England. So I will get that posted out to you on Monday. So thank you for taking part.
That's
So that is
incredibly generous, mate. That's really generous. You didn't have to do that. I think it's really nice that you put a little plug at the end of your video. Those that stuck around to the end have benefited the rewards, and that person being Villainous Bounty. Well done, VB. Congratulations. And yeah, if you drop Siolfo a message, I guess you'll sort that out. That's really kind, mate. Thank you for doing that, Siolfo.
You're more than welcome, and that's why you should watch all the videos, guys. There's could be more coming up.
Watch until the end, guys. You heard it there. So, Siolfo, have you got any more questions for our guest for the live chat, or is it time to open up the minefield of questions from the chat?
Say Rex did ask one in the chat, mate. I don't know if you saw that one.
Which was? Sorry?
It was like a follow-on to the whole, like, what you doing with your stack in, like, SS and everything for loved ones.
Loved ones.
I don't know. Do you see that
got
question
it.
pop up? Yep.
I've got it. I've got it now. Yeah. We'll read this one. Thank you, Dioxis. So, question for the panel: you talk about investing for yours and your family's futures. How many of you have put in place LPAs and wills? I find a lot of people overlook these fundamental things to protect your estate and ensure the right people can access it when needed. That's a good question. I don't have those things in place. I've only just started stacking, and I'm quite early on. But maybe you guys have a point on that. Have you got any LPAs in place?
I've not got
don't.
LPA
No.
at present. I do have a will. An LPA is something that I've spoke about with my wife, especially seeing as though, we're not spring chickens anymore. We're nowhere near retirement yet, but I saw my sister. She passed away 5-6 years ago, and she suffered with MS, lost all the powers of speech and writing and things like that, and it was a difficult period for her children after she passed away. So extremely important to have a lasting power of attorney in place, especially if you're married, so that somebody else, your partner, can look after your affairs in the event that the worst comes to the worst, I suppose. But wills just as important, especially in this day and age when the governments are trying to erode your wealth. I think it's very important to have both of them in place.
Well said, mate. Well said. And interesting to hear from that, because like I say, I haven't got any of those things in place yet. haven't got that far along to think, but thank you for sharing that. Does anyone else on the panel, including you as well, Diaxis, mate? Anyone else have anything like that in place just to answer Rex's question?
I have both.
Or... Go on.
I have both in place.
Oh, you do? You have both? Okay. How have you put that in for a while, or is that more recent?
Since I got divorced, I've changed my will and my LPA. So my sister's now got power of attorney, and my will is between me and my lawyer.
Yes. Okay. I understand. Yeah, I'm sure it's a great question to ask and find out the reasons why. But it's definitely something to think about. Just see all four of the axis before we move on. Did you have anything to add on that? Do you have those in place?
Nothing for me yet, mate. Although I am still like pretty new to the whole stacking thing. But, yeah, no wills, no pensions, no nothing. So, but back on to like what you were saying before, like end goal for stacking. It is for retirement. But also, like, I'm trying to save for a house. So if I can buy a house before then it's just going to get cashed out for a house.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But more than likely, it's going to be retirement or family if anything happens to me.
Yeah, that's what it's there for. It's better than cash in the bank, and you can use it whether it's a retirement or it's better than putting cash in the bank to save for a house deposit or to buy outright, whatever it may be. Really good incentive. So, CR4, did you have anything on that, mate?
No, I definitely need to get something in place, having a little boy and potentially more on the way. So, I do need to have something in place. So I need to kick myself in the behind and actually get and do it. So, I don't know much about it. I just know I need to do it.
Yeah, well, it's one to think about, and I'm glad that it's been mentioned. Great question from Rex. Thank you for all your points on the panel about that. I'm gonna move to the chat now, guys. I'm gonna start asking you questions. I've got my phone ready, and I'm gonna go through from where I seen the first one. So, first question. This is for everyone on the panel. Sandy Millington says, "What's the most you've ever spent on silver in one hit?" And I did see an instant response to that from Brits and Softs, who just said too much. But guys, what's the most you've ever spent on silver in one hit? Great question from Sandy.
Sorry, who's going next?
Anyone, mate?
You're going first.
Yeah, you spoke first.
So
he was delaying because he's adding questions.
That's what it was. Yeah. So in one go, which is it's a lot for me. Probably about £900.
Oh, just quickly on that, what did you get?
It wasn't actually that much. It was just a few of my higher premium crowns, like my slightly rarer ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think one of those was nearly 400, and then a few of the other ones, 120, 150. So nothing big. I wish I added a bit more weight for the price before it went up a bit, but yeah, that's the most I've ever spent, and probably be the most I could spend again for a while. So yeah,
In one
little
hit,
bit.
especially £900 is a decent whack for one hit, mate. And yeah, fair play. I've not been anywhere near that in one hit. I think the most I spent in one hit was a busy Monday evening on TSC's auction. I spent over £200, but we won't talk about that because
Yeah, well, luckily Ian saved you a few quid as well, I bet.
Oh, Ian saved me a few quid, yeah. We won't talk about that, though, because Miss Stacking with Craven's here, and that didn't happen. It was all a giveaway, remember? So, yeah, Ian, Alan, Diaxis, what's the most you've ever spent on silver in one hit?
In one hit or one piece?
One hit, I guess. One hit, because, I mean, if you bought one piece, yeah, well, either or, mate.
Well, in one hit would have been at the very start of my stacking. Basically where I had money in the bank, so I pulled out all my savings and bought into precious metals. So for silver, it would have been probably about £800.
Similar to CL4 then.
And it was just a load of like Brits and stuff.
Yeah. Interesting.
But in a single silver piece, it would have been my 10-ounce Scottsdale stacker.
Nice, nice. I really want one of them.
I got that for like 330 or 325.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice pieces, mate. Fair play. Alan, Ian?
In one hit,
Um,
probably about £1,500.
Nice. It just well, briefly, what was it? Just bars, coin? What was it?
It was a drunken night on Whatnot,
Yeah, we've all had them, mate.
and I went a bit over the top, and it wasn't until the next day when I saw the pings from the bank. I thought, oh crap.
Yeah, don't check your bank account on the next day. It's not worth it.
But on a one piece, it's probably a 1 kilo metal ore bar that I bought about 2020 for about £600.
Nice. Some big spends here. I'm nowhere near, but yeah, it's nice to hear everyone's biggest hit. Ian, what have you got?
well, my biggest was actually the second item that I purchased, which was the 1957 gold sovereign. That was 800 and something. But that's I don't tend to buy big pieces. I've got my eyes on a 10-ounce silver bar that I want to get, which I'm probably going to treat myself at Christmas. And that's the Battle of Britain 10-ounce. I've been looking for a 10-ounce piece that I like, and that's winning at the moment. So I'm probably going to get that. But in general, I don't spend massive amounts on single items. I spend like most I've spent is 200 to 300 quid at Cobra's auction on a Friday.
Yeah.
100 odd quid at TSE's auction on a Monday night, and then all the other things is single pieces that are relatively less than 100 quid. GSH's
fair.
auction, I suppose, not technically silver or gold, but yeah, I spent a few quid on that one.
Yeah, so much that you didn't leave it to the post. You went and picked it up yourself, didn't you?
Well, the postman I'd have had a claim for bad backs and all sorts, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you along with 365. I remember when he got his safe delivered and he showed the delivery guy pulling it up the drive. He looked furious. He looked depressed. He looked like he was going to retire. So, yeah, poor postman, eh? But guys, great answers. I'm going to try and quickfire because there's quite a lot of good questions coming through. I really want to hear from all of you, but because of the time, first person to answer these on the panel for the first next ones, we'll go with that. Next one. Silverpunk says, do you think stacking silver will be popular still in 20 years? Stacking silver, that is.
Yes, I do.
If it's a yes or no, everyone give us a quick yes or a no.
Yeah, I think so, Mum.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stacking silver. Yeah, I think so too. Yes, Silverpunk, I do think so. What's this? Villainous Bounty, who wants the All Fours giveaway. Question for Scottish Bullion Collector. With all the serious topics tonight, how important to you is getting to a 100 streak on Wordle?
Deadly serious. It is the most important thing in my life right now. I just need to make sure that VB gets it before me.
Is it more important than silver stacking?
Oh, silver stacking's a low second.
Love it, mate. That's a great question. Following up on the conversation before, when Rex asked that question about LPAs and wills and that kind of thing, he did do a follow-up saying there's no age limit on these things. I've had a will and an LPA since my early 30s. So there you go. I'm approaching 30. I need to start thinking about these things. You never know what the future holds. Best to be prepared. So thank you for sharing that, Rex.
It's also very, sorry, Craven. It's also very, very important if you have any life changes that you change all the paperwork.
Yes. Yeah, well said, mate. Very important. It's easy to just leave these things because they take a while to do and documents can be a blag and it's boring, but it's really important. So great point to make, Alan. Thank you for that. And once again, Rex, for making a point of it for us to discuss. Great topics.
I was gonna say, it's one of those things that you never think you need until you need it and then it's too late.
Yeah, exactly. Silverpunk's got another question. He says, if your silver stack had a theme song, what would it be? Just do a whip round.
Some bit boring because I mainly collect Brits.
God save the Queen, because it's all crowns.
Yeah, good.
Rule Britannia, mate, or something, because it's all Brits.
Royal Britannia, God save the Queen or the King. SBC,
Who wants to live forever?
who wants to live forever? Ian?
Shiny happy people.
Yay.
Great
Shiny
answers.
happy
Great
people
answers.
stacking. CB, that's another song you can do.
Yeah, I will just say shout out to Villainous Bounty. He makes some incredible songs using AI technology and his own skill set and lyrics. So shout out to him. Question from Ciolfor. Oh, why have I started reading the name before I've read the bloody question?
So that's why he
Ciolfor.
was
I
stalling
thought,
earlier.
yeah, I thought, what's that Daxis on about? Ciolfor asking questions. That's why he's delaying. You're on the chat, weren't you? Right. So I'm gonna have to do this. I thought I'd escaped last time, but Ciolfor audience says, question to Craven: where is the ring? Asking for a friend. Yeah, of course you are. Where is the ring? The ring is somewhere in the future. Full stop. Moving on. Sorry, guys. That's all I'm giving you. Kieran Coyen says, do you store your stack at home or off-site like a bank? What are your thoughts on that, guys? Great question, Kieran.
I say for me, it's a bit of both. Not that I got a huge
I would,
amount anyway, but
yeah, I wouldn't want mine at home if I could put it somewhere.
I've got 2 off-site facilities with safes in them.
Yeah, I think it's been mentioned a few times. I think it's good to have a bit of diversity. You know, don't have your stack all in one place, especially those with bigger stacks, real weight. Split it up into smaller sections. If you've got 100 ounces, maybe have, 30 here, 30 there, 40 somewhere else, whatever, so it's safe. And you mentioned before those little rabbit holes or whatever where you hide stuff, Ian. I think they're good to have as well. So yeah, it's interesting to know how we all store our precious metals. Security is highly important. Something to think about. Great questions, guys, in the chat. We've got some more coming in. One from Robot Toaster who says, question, scientists have discovered a new precious metal 10 times more valuable than gold. Through some wacky turn of events, you are asked to name it. What are you calling it? So it's theoretical. So if the scientists discovered a precious metal 10 times more valuable than gold, what are you calling it?
I have no idea. Normally the scientist would pick the name, but
Well, if the scientist
I'm
happens to be Silver Punk, he says that it should be called Punk.
gonna say off a video game that I played years ago, they had unobtainium because it was so expensive.
I call it hyperanium.
Nice.
Shiny whiny.
Shiny whiny. Yeah, bit of shiny. I'm going to go old school here, back to my sort of childhood. I used to love a game called RuneScape. I absolutely loved it back then. And the most precious ore on that game was called Rune, but the full name was Runite. And I think Runite sounds really cool. So I would say call it Runite. There you go. If anyone used to play RuneScape or even still does, it's still going, let me know. I used to love that game years and years ago. So what have we
I
got?
go with Sandy.
What Sandy said, mate?
Mithril.
Mithril, yeah, Mithril, famous for many reasons. Let's have a look. How people saying, "Oh, Miss Stacking with Craven, did you hear that?" Oh, I did hear it. That was an admission of guilt, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, we'll move on. I'm getting in trouble here. VB says, just want to say, one of the highest, most consistent amount of viewers for this pod. You guys are freaking awesome. That's a credit to you guys on the panel and the awesome people in the audience tuning in today. Thank you to all of you for joining me on this Sunday. And once again, credit to everyone on the panel here today. Thanks so much. I'm enjoying this a lot.
Hey, Craven, that's what happens when you get old farts talking. No offence, Ian.
No offense taken, mate. 100% agree.
Brilliant. I can see some memes of rings in here, of course. Any more questions, guys, or are you guys holding out for the giveaway? What is it? Will's Bullion says, I think he needs to get that ring now for the pain he has caused you. I haven't caused Miss Stacking Craven any pain. Come on, get off it. Let's have that. Cider Soundman, good to see you in here, buddy. He says it's always full 1 ounce tubes that will be your biggest silver purchases, unless you're going 1 kilo onwards. Yeah, exactly. I haven't purchased a full tube yet, but I would love to do so. I saw your most recent video, Daxter, so I urge everyone to watch that. It's a great video. Love your new setup, mate. You got a nice tube of Britannias, didn't you?
Well, yeah, that's from a little while back, but yeah, trying to do the filler tube challenge. So yeah, bit by bit, we're slowly chipping away at it.
Yeah, I think that's a nice incentive as well. If you've got a tube and you're just buying the odd one here or there, sometimes more, fill a tube. There's a real, it's very therapeutic, very satisfying, and well done on you, mate. You've got a nice little stack growing there. It's nice to see. Thank you for the comment, Si. Bjorn10 says, my target is another 22 ounces of silver by the end of August. What do folks suggest with the price going up? Budget can't muster more than £34 an ounce now. Started in March this year. Well done for starting, Bjorn. What do you guys think? If silver price keeps going up and Bjorn wants another 22 ounces of silver by the end of August, what are your advice for him if he doesn't want to pay more than £34 an ounce?
Trouble is you don't know what spot's doing, so you don't know in 6 weeks' time is it going to be like £5 more or £5 less. So you just got a dollar cost average. Just buy what you can afford week by week, and then hopefully by the end of it you've hit your target.
100%.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head there, mate. Brilliant answer to a good question as well. Good luck with your stacking journey. We'll see what the market does, Bjorn. Thanks for putting the comment in, buddy. Silverpunk said 10 ounce, and he's posted a beautiful 4-panel poured piece from the man himself. It's a beautiful woman on it, and yeah, stunning piece, mate. Thank you for sharing that. That's lovely. Stop teasing, says Ian. Yeah, he is a little tease, isn't he? He really is. Alan, I didn't see your comment. Let's read it. I kind of wish I'd kept my wedding ring instead of throwing it off a rig in the North Sea. Sounds like a scene out of the Titanic, mate.
It was gold and platinum, so now that I'm a stacker, I wish I'd kept it.
There you go. I've got a follow-up question for you, Alan. Just on you here from Calc, who says, would you trade a 1 ounce silver for a correct answer on Wordle if it was a 50-50 shot? That's a really important question.
Oh, depends if VB had got there first.
There you go. Good answer.
If Villainous Bounty was keeping us going, then no. If it was dependent on me to keep it going, yes, I would.
Nice. And I've just seen a post shared from you, Ian, of Danielson replying to Sandy, saying the picture of the cat, Danielson, can he join the flat cap club? Love it, mate. I love it. Yeah, what else have we got in here, guys? Thank you so much for all of these comments. See if there's any more before we move on. We have got a juicy giveaway. Question for Craven from Rex. What would you prefer, getting your first sovereign or getting engaged? Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair. Look, I think they're two entirely different things. I think, money aside, sovereign is to do with my stacking journey. The marriage is to do with my life, and it's more important than any of the metals. So it's not, if you're asking me to pick and choose, of course. But if you ask me which one will I get first, probably the sovereign. There we go. Thank you for the silence on the panel, guys. You've made me feel even more awkward. We're going to move on.
Mike was muted. No, you get both, mate. You're good. Don't worry.
I will get both. I definitely will. Definitely some more answers here
to
that.
Make sure the ring's made out of precious metal.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Oh, no one said that. He's getting nerd to whip up a little 3D printed ring. Got sovereigns to buy. What are we on about?
Yeah, the little plastic, There's some more suggestions for if there's a precious metal 10 times more valuable than gold, what would it be called? We've got punkite, unobtainable, punkonium from Sandy. Great suggestions, guys. I'm still catching up on the chat, guys. BBA, question for Craven. is Little John from Nottingham like Robin Hood is? Now, I've not really got involved in this discussion, but what do you guys on the panel think? Because I'm sorry, BBA, I'm not too sure. What do you guys think about that? Where's Robin Hood from?
I have no clue, mate.
Because
Well,
is Little John from there as
brought
well?
up-
I know it's a very touchy
I was always-
subject for BBA and TSC, though, isn't it?
It's a very touchy subject. Yes, yeah, it's one that should be, we should tread carefully. I don't have a direct answer. Is Little John also from Nottingham, where supposedly Robin Hood's from? Ian, where's Robin Hood from to start with? Where's he from?
I was always brought up at school and informed that Robin Hood was from Loxley, which is in Sheffield, not in Nottinghamshire.
Oh, there we go. Might be some mixed reviews on that. It's a big talking point. I know that there's how serious it is.
His name was Robin of Loxley, so that kind of gives it away a little bit.
That's credible. That if I was,
Saying that, I do kind of vaguely remember that Robin or Loxley. Whether that's a thing or not, I don't know, but yeah, it does ring a bell.
So there you go, BBA. I can see you type in, but Ian reckons it was Robin of Loxley, and that's where he was from, in Sheffield.
But he did reside in Nottingham. And
But he did reside in
Forest
Nottingham.
his own.
Yeah, but the question was, where was he from? And if that was the case, maybe that's the answer. But that's come from Ian, not me. Don't shoot me. I'm just the messenger. And okay. Yeah, I'm going to move on with the questions. Good talking point. Thanks for the question, BBA. Waka Badger says RuneScape is a mobile game now too. Try it out. It's not as easy on mobile. Yeah, no, it's still going, which is cool. Stacking with Craven says stir the pot. Yes, indeed. Grumpy old man says Sandy. What else have we got, guys? Question from Kieran: and this is for you guys on the panel. Feel free to answer. Is the 1 gram Valcambi the greatest piece ever made?
You need to ask Nemo
I say completely no, but yeah.
or Jordan. Jordan will answer that.
Yeah, there we go. I've actually, give me a second, guys. You've just reminded me of something. So Nemo's not here with us, and Nemo does come on the show a lot. Good friend of mine, great person. And he did actually leave a question. He's here in soul. His spirit is here. I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to dig out the question because Nemo's left the question for you guys. So chat away. I'll be back in 2 minutes. You'll love this question. While I'm gone, CL4, think of something jazzy to ask everyone. I'm gonna put you on the spot. A jazzy question.
I'm gonna say I got one for the panel and for the chat as well. If there was a single coin that you had to stack for the rest of your life, what would that coin be?
It's a good question.
I think I already know what Selfwas is. I know he loves his crowns. A Bitcoin by VB.
That's exactly what I would have said. It would be a crown for me.
I'd
That's
go
my
for a
favourite
Britannia
Yeah, I think I'd do a Brit as well, to be honest.
just for the CGT.
Yeah, and you got silver and gold as well, I suppose, but...
Yeah, see, I like the Libertads as well, but yeah, if I had to think logically, it would have to be, capital gains tax coins.
Yeah, that's still a good answer though, VB, man. Mate, if I could afford a Bitcoin, I'd have some Bitcoins as well, mate. Jeez.
All right.
Yeah.
They've gone crazy lately, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Groin coin is the only right answer from Rex.
Groin coin. We all need a bit more groin coin in our lives. Guys, I've got a question. I found it from Nemo. This will be, I think it was originally for Ian and Alan, but it's hilarious. Anyone can answer this. And guys in the chat, share your thoughts. So this is from our good friend Nemo. And he says, if you had to choose between losing all your silver or fighting 100 silver painted rats in a Tesco car park, which would you choose and what's your weapon? Discuss.
In honor of the recently passed away Prince of Darkness, I would fight the rats in a car park in Barnsley, and I would use my teeth to bite the bloody heads off.
Great answer, mate. Great answer.
There's me thinking he's on about going on the roof of the supermarket and shooting down with a little air rifle.
Yeah, I thought at least you,
You
Ian,
have
would
to
Sniper.
police at some
sniper
point,
out.
don't you?
Along the same lines, I would go with Freddy Starr as my weapon.
Love it. CL4, what would your weapon be? What would you do?
I would actually. Can anyone remember those big rock boots that people used to wear all the time? New rocks, they're called. And they got like
Go around
metal.
stomping rats.
Yeah, I would kick some rats, stamp on them. Not taking
Good
my
answer. I think. Yeah, I think I would use my feet with some sort of combat boots on or something with spikes and just run at them. That's what I'd do. I'm not giving 100 ounces of silver. Bring on the rat fight. Let's go. Great question from
Yeah, so
Nemo.
if it's unlimited ammo, I'd have a flamethrower.
Good call.
Yeah, easy.
Good call. Yeah, just like the good old Call of Duty. Throw a monkey bomb in there. Get the flamethrower out. Insta kill. Let's go. See you later, rats. Don't know if you guys used to play that. I used to love the original Zombies World at War COD 5.
Yeah, definitely,
Danny Millington says there'll be another leap year before Craven does it. No, there won't, Danny. Just let me do things at the right time, okay? I'm going to ask a few more questions. It's 10 to 5. Then we're going to move on to the giveaway. So Ice and Fire says, question, do you guys have your favorite piece to show today? Okay, we can do that. Do you have anything to hand quickly, guys?
Oh, not to hand, but if you give me 2 seconds, I can post that. It's not a problem.
Yeah, cool. That's fine.
I can't open it, but it'd be my 1981 Proof Sovereign, because it's my birth year. I've done a video on it a couple of videos back.
Yeah, love that. Yeah, I think I've seen that one as well. What's yours here, Siolfa? What's that?
Charles II crown.
Beautiful.
So yeah, it's the oldest English coin or UK coin, 1668.
Yeah, that's lovely, mate. And I'll try and do this without knocking everything over. I was gifted this by the one and only Cobra. I do have a few favorite pieces, but since it's here to hand, I've got to showcase this. Now, I actually thought this was St. Auriel's sword, 2.5 ounce stacker, collectible. But I believe it's Raphael's. So yeah, it's stunning. 2.5 ounces. The detail on it is truly insane, and I'm blessed to have this as a gift. So that'll be mine to show in answer to that question, Ed. And I think Ian's just on the lookout for something, probably his collection of sniped silver.
No, not sniped silver. It is a beautiful example of an 1893 crown, though.
Yeah. Are you happy to share it on camera or not? Don't worry if not.
Just taking a photo now.
Oh, there we go. That's good. Eyes out in the chat, guys. First platinum from SWC. Beautiful. Camp.
Yeah, that's my first platinum. I don't actually have much at home, so if I'd had a bit of warning about this, I would have got my 1 ounce Serpent of Milan. That's my favourite coin of all time. But no, all I've got to hand really is this bit of platinum.
That's beautiful, mate. I don't own any. Well, I have a multi-metal coin that's got platinum in it, but I don't own a platinum piece. It's really nice, and seemingly platinum's come to life again recently, so that's maybe a good investment. Really nice that crown, Ian. Thank you for sharing a picture of that. That looks really nice. You're getting a lot of reactions as well, mate. The chat appreciates that. That's really good. Now, I did see another question, which is from Queen Nessie, who it's great to have you in here. Thank you for joining. Who says, for the guys on the panel, who are your heroes? Good question. Who are your heroes, guys?
Heroes.
Wow. This isn't going to go down well in the chat. William Wallace.
I rate it, mate. I rate it just on the basis that I can understand why, with you being Scottish.
Yeah, sorry.
Don't apologise, mate. William Wallace, very interesting storyline. And once again, I said this earlier, believe it or not, in the stream, if you remember. I think Braveheart is one of the best films of all time. It's got to be in the top 10 for me personally. But yeah, that's a really good answer. William Wallace. Yeah, I can understand that, mate. Good answer. What about you other guys? Diaxis, CR4, Ian? Well, who are your heroes?
I have no idea, mate. To be honest, quite a deep one, I suppose.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask it. It's a great question from Queen Nessie. I'm trying to think myself. You've really asked one there that I'm not sure.
I'm gonna be rather boring with that one, and my hero was my dad. He brought us up as kids because he finished in the RAF through ill health, but he served in conflict in Aden and in Borneo, in the jungles of Borneo, and he was a Kazivac. He used to rescue all the special forces that were fighting in the jungles, and he got gifted by the Gurkhas a set of cookery knives that were mounted on a plaque. So yeah, my hero was my dad growing up. He brought us up because he couldn't work. He had an accident and he gave him severe epilepsy. So he brought us up as children. My mum had to go out and work, so it'd be my dad.
Yeah, that's definitely not a boring answer, mate. That's an incredible answer. And yeah, thank you for sharing that because I'll go next here. Similar to you, my granddad was my hero. He's no longer with us. He died a few years ago, but I won't explain it all now due to time. But he had an incredible life story from where he started with nothing. He was actually left on a doorstep as a baby, abandoned, and he became very successful, self-employed all of his life, hardest worker I've ever known, and created something for the family, for generations. So yeah, my granddad would be my hero. Who have we got left? CL4?
So everyone's gone for family. I was just thinking about, when you were sort of growing up, it would have been like a lot of musicians, people that I would have looked up to, probably just because it got me through difficult times of my younger life. So it would have been like people like the Chili Peppers or like your heavy metal. That was who I looked up to when I was young. So I would say
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, why not, mate?
artist.
Yeah, that's the thing, is we're going to get a variety of answers here, and that's what's good about it. So great question. Did I miss anyone there, or have you all answered?
Only me, but I wasn't really sure, mate. To be honest.
Yeah. Have you got an answer, or not sure?
No, I have no idea, mate. I don't know. I was like thinking, like you're right, family members, but I was also thinking like famous people, like leaders or whoever. But yeah, I don't know. It's quite a deep question, like I say. So I don't know.
Yeah, it really is. It's a hard question.
I'll veto
mate.
that one if that's allowed. But
Yeah,
yeah,
of
other
course
than
it is,
that, it'd
mate.
be like my old man or whatever. But
Yeah, there we go. Great question, Queen Nessie. I'm going to say thank you to the chat for the questions because it's 3 minutes to 5. Time to spin that wheel. We've got to move on to it. So there's 30 of you in right now. We're going to move on to the giveaway, guys. What about you guys here? Is it time for the giveaway? Ian, Alan, Ciolfo, Diaxis. Should we start moving to that to wrap things up?
to you, mate.
Definitely.
God's money's just
Yes,
joined,
mate.
but I've got a list ready to go.
Yeah, add God's money in, add Steve. Of course, add Steve to the giveaway because there'll be 5 minutes before we spin that wheel. I need to show what the giveaway is. So
yeah, the list is
anyone
ready,
that, anyone that joins, if you don't mind, stick them in. So yeah, let's move on to showing you what the giveaway is, guys. Thank you so much. There's 30 of you in right now. It's been really consistent, the viewing figures of this live podcast. It's credit to the guests and credit to you for joining. I've had so much fun. It's time to give something back. So here is this week's, which is episode 9, the giveaway. And it's built up from donations from the community. So thank you. So let's start with the poker chip, shall we? I've got an abundance. He's not here right now, but Nemo's Numismatics Mark 1 poker chip in a lovely display case. One of them will be in there. You've also got our very own on the panel today, a beautiful poker chip. I don't have many of these. I only have a couple left, but Diaxis's poker chip is in there. Really nice. We have Scottish Bullion Collectors poker chip, which is in there. That's lovely. I've said many a time, I love the design. Thank you for sending that. So that's in there. And of course, we have got one of Ian's poker chips, the Thoughtful Stacker in the red there. Beautiful poker chip. That will be in there. We've got a few more poker chips. It wouldn't be a Stackers Social Community Special without 365's poker chip in the giveaway. You will get one of those. You will also get, lucky you get one of my poker chips as well. I'm running out. I need to order some more. Just a quick reminder for anyone that doesn't know, if you do win, don't scan the QR code. It doesn't work. Okay, long story. Stackers Social poker chip, of course. QR code on the back to join Stackers Social. And last but not least, I am an exclusive distributor thanks to 365 sending me these. I also have some of the Stackamon Pokemon poker chips as well. Just turn this around. You get one of them in there as well. So hopefully that goes to someone who maybe hasn't got one. So we've also got, let's move on to the metals, or at least one of them. We've got a copper round. This is words. This was donated by 365, and this one is the Ice Age. It's a 1 ounce copper round. It says that it is 3 nines fine, and there's the back of it as well. I absolutely love the copper pieces, so that's in there. Now, I've got a few stickers, so you're going to get a couple of these, which are from Nemo as well. I'll just show you them. So Nemo's business card, QR code to his channel there, but on the back, community special. It's got that lovely design there, Stacker Social, which has Nemo and Cider Soundman on as well with a QR code to Stacker Social. So you get a couple of them. You will get one of 365 Days of Silver's business cards. You'll get a couple of Stackers Social stickers. So you'll get the large, big one, the original. And then you'll also get this small little one, which I kind of like as well. So get both of them. And I keep saying how much I love this. The colours on this are insane. The man himself, who's on the panel just now, helping us out, Diaxis, beautiful sticker there as well, really stands out. So that's in there as well. Like I say, I haven't got many of them. So, yeah. And I will package as much as I can of this up in a lovely Cardiff Gold zippy bag, along with, of course, guys, the world's best pen, the Cardiff Gold pen. That's in there. These things are robust and they are insane. Pleasure to write with. They have a fantastic grip, and you can win one if you win. And last but not least, one of our special guests on this show, Alan, Scottish bullion collector, did a very kind thing. And he sent in an ounce of silver to be given away. And it's great that we've got him here to witness this being given away. Thank you again for this, Alan. This is so kind. He has donated a 1 ounce 2023, I'm not sure how clear you can see it, but Silver Britannia. This is 2023, 1 ounce of silver. It's got Queen Elizabeth II there. This is the last year of the Britannia that featured her on. It honestly looks untouched. It's in pristine condition. It's in a capsule. And yeah, someone's going to win this.
Craven.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Can I just interject there?
Absolutely.
The story behind that coin is quite witty. I was on eBay, again, kind of had a few glasses too much, and was looking for a 2023 Queen's Head Britannia for myself. So
Yeah.
I bid on 3 and won them all. So that's why you got one, TSC got one, and I've got one for myself.
You got all 3, and you didn't just want to keep them all for yourself. You wanted to give them away. That's so kind, mate.
It's a collecting thing. I just need one.
Oh, mate, love it. Well, I honestly repeat, mate, thank you so much. So generous. I will just mention again, next week there is an insane amount of generosity from the other special guest today, Ian Attenbury. You will need to tune in next week to find out what Ian has donated. But whilst you are here, I do want to say in advance, mate, I've told you privately, thank you so much. It means so much that you guys choose to donate things to go to the giveaways, to give back to the community. And with me being a means to, with a platform to do that, it's an honor to be a part of it. So just collectively to you guys and everyone else that's donated, thank you. It makes this really special and fun. So, guys, are we ready to spin the wheel? Are we ready?
Yep, I think so. I'll just double check. What we're on 33 now. We've got a couple more to add now. I just got to add them quick.
Yeah. Good luck to everyone
5.
in the audience. There is 33 of you right now. Thank you so much. I wish you the best of luck. Little John decides who the winner is.
I found them now, so this shouldn't be too bad.
And just while Diaxis is setting this up, I do want to say, Ian and Alan, if you haven't already, start thinking what your question will be for next week's special guest. Before we wrap up, once we've revealed the giveaway winner, I will say who that is. And yeah, when I ask you at that point, I'll ask you for a question for them. So we'll come to that before we wrap up. Okay?
Yep.
Thank you, guys. So if everyone can
again.
see on screen,
Double tap.
Diaxis, you've just started sharing.
Yeah, I can say double tap it to make it full screen if you guys want to see it.
Yeah, double tap, get full screen, guys, to Little John's Wonder Wheel. You should see all of your names on there. People that are in the live who, that's all you need to do. Join the live, you're in the giveaway. So how should we do this? How shall we do this? I want this one to be a minute. I want it to be a bit intense.
How many shuffles?
Long. First one in the chat. First one in the chat. How many shuffles of the Little John's Wonder Wheel? Who's got it?
2 with VB.
Is it VB again?
I think so.
It's always
two. 2 shuffles. Thank you, VB. VB's rapid fire today. Okay. Are we ready, guys? Is it time?
Do it.
When you are.
Go for
Ready
it.
when I am. Okay, well, thank you all of you for joining me. This has been a fun episode, episode 9. It's time to decide the ultimate giveaway winner. We're going to spin Little John's Wonder Wheel in 3, 2, 1. Spin the wheel, Diaxis. Let's go. The wheel is spinning. Have you set this for 1 minute?
Yes, mate.
Yeah, look at that. That's a good old
Gonna be a
spin.
long
Little
one.
John's going to be busy.
Hey, Craven, that would make a cracking poker chip.
Well, this is what I was going to say, guys. The little design in the middle is a Sundays with Craven limited edition Little John design that I am going to get on a poker chip, which will be exclusive to this giveaway. So well spotted, mate. That will be available soon. But we are slowing down.
There's me out
The
of
wheel
it.
does spin for a long time. Who's it going to be? Silverpunk. Ooh.
Not Silver
Not
Spectre again,
Danny.
is it? Has he done 2 for
Sure.
2?
No, it's going to go past. It might be Robot or Ice and Fire. It's looking like Ice and Fire. Or is it going to be Bjorn? It's not stopping. It's going to be Bjorn. It is. It's going to be Bjorn. Here's an ounce of silver. Oh, no, is it not? I'm so sorry if it's not. I think it is. Oh, it's not. I'm so sorry, Bjorn. I'm so sorry. That's so teasing. Silver Machine. I'm pretty sure Silver Machine has won previously as well. You're on a luck streak, mate. All you've got to do is be here to be a part of it. Congratulations. You've won an epic bundle. Well done, and thank you for taking part. That's a great bundle, and thank you, Alan, for putting up that Silver Britannia, mate. He's going to be very grateful of that.
No worries, mate.
There we go. Thank you, Diaxis,
Sorry,
for sharing your screen and running that Wonder Wheel for me, mate. I really do appreciate that. That was good stuff. And guys, let me know if you enjoyed Little John's Wonder Wheel, because I was trying to find an easier way that's a bit different to select the winners each week. So you'll have to let me know. I appreciate your feedback. I always look to improve, and I take on board everything that you say. But with that in mind, congratulations again, Silver Machine. Great giveaway. Enjoyed the episode. Guys on the panel, there's a few things to just touch on before we wrap this up. The first thing, we're coming up to episode 10, which is next week. Sunday, we go live at 5, right here in Stacker Social. And I'm going to tell you right now, my special guest next week is no other than the Koyan Cutter. He's going to be joining me next week from 5. But not just him. Next Sunday is the 3rd of August. What happens on the 3rd of August, Craven? Well, alongside Sundays with Craven at 5 o'clock, you've also got an auction at 8 p.m. And that auction will be held from Silverpunk. He's teased us with a beautiful multi-panel piece poured by himself in the chat earlier. He's going to be doing an auction from 8 p.m. and he's also going to be joining us for a good old chinwag and a chat about the auction on Sundays with Craven, live from 5. There is going to be one other person joining us. It will be a 4-way panel, but you'll have to find out who that last person is. I can't wait. And don't forget, Ian Attenbury has... Where is it? Where is it, Ian? I'm not going to show you what's on the other side. Ian knows. I know. But in here, let me just... Can you hear that? This is full. This is full, and this is a giveaway package for one of you guys. Going to be given away next week, amongst other things. But what else is happening next week? I'm not joking. Biggest episode yet for giveaways, for sure. There's also going to be Brits and Sovs 500 subscriber giveaway, which he has asked me to run. I'm honored to be doing it. And if you haven't, check out his video to see what is being given away. It's huge. And just by tuning in next week and doing what he's asked on the video, you'll have a chance of winning. So there you go. But Alan, Ian, you know who the special guest is. It's the coin cutter. Do you have a question that I can ask him from both of you?
You go first, Alan.
Sorry, Ian, go, mate.
Okay. So I'm changing my question now. I know who the guest is, and the questions are going to be: if there was one coin that you would never ever cut, what would it be and why?
Okay. Interesting. I will ask that question. Thank you. Alan?
Mine's is more of a generic because I didn't know who was going to be on next week. I just kind of wrote down, if silver were to get to £50 an ounce or gold to £3,000 an ounce, would you consider selling up?
I don't even know if he's a stacker, is he? Or does he actually stack, or does he just like cut coins?
Well, we can ask all these questions next week. Would you like me to ask that question, Alan?
Yeah, because it's right off the top of my head. I can't come up with anything else right now.
That's okay. I still think it's a good question because it's relevant and it'll be interesting to know. So I'll ask those questions and thank you for them. So it's 5:10. It has been a pleasure this Sunday. Thank you for spending the last 2 hours and 10 minutes with me. Thank you guys on the panel. There's still 28 of you in the audience. Thank you so much for joining. Well done to the winners. Fantastic prizes as always. We're going to end this with, I'm going to go around the panel and we'll start with Diaxis. I just would like to see if you have any final words for this podcast.
Not really, mate. Same as always. Just great live as always, mate. And yeah, it's good to catch up with everyone and hear their side of the story.
Thank you, mate, and thank you for being a part of this and for running the giveaway on your
welcome,
screen.
man.
I really do appreciate it. Okay, Ciolfo, any final words, mate? Thank you for coming on again for your third time. It's always a pleasure to have you, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, well, yeah, thank you for having me on. It was a really good one tonight. Thank you to everyone in the chat as well who makes it fun. Just you keep making me laugh as I was listening along. So, and congratulations to everyone that won. And I look forward to being at the next one.
Me too, mate. Thank you so much, and well said. Right, so Alan, any final words, mate? Thank you for coming on. Thank you for donating what you have and for being a brilliant special guest. Any final words for the podcast?
Yes, I would just like to say thank you very much to Diaxis and Ciolfo for helping out.
Yeah, no worries, man.
For Ian, a fantastic co-panelist. Craven, put a ring on it. And chat, thank you for being so interactive.
Thank you, mate. That's yeah, great final words, mate. I appreciate that, and thank you again for coming on, mate. You did great, and it was great to chat with you on here. Ian, last but not least, the world's #1 sniper. Thanks for coming on, mate. Thank you for what you've sent ahead of next week. Very generous. Thanks for being a great guest. Any final words for the podcast?
Well, thank you to all you guys. Make me feel welcome. To my fellow old age pensioner type Scottish. It's thanks Craven for pestering me for weeks on end to come on your show. I'm glad I did, and it was great fun. And thanks to everybody in the chat. The amount of love and support that you all give is doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you very much.
It certainly doesn't, mate. And I'm really glad that I did keep pestering you. Sometimes you've got to ask the question more than once, give people time to think, and eventually you're like, yeah, go on. I'm so glad you came on, both of you. See all four Diaxis. 27, you still here. Thank you to everyone that's joined. Fantastic.
You did wear me down eventually.
That's the way, mate. It might
say,
work with 365.
He's asked me twice and I said no, but yeah, I'm still on there.
Yeah, I've got you on here, mate. I find a way, and hopefully we can get 365 on in the future. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. Episode 9, that is a wrap. Thank you to everyone that joined. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for all the love in the comments. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Hope you go on to have a great week next week. There's a bit of a football match going on right now. Good luck to the Lionesses. Have a good one. And guys, on that note, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.